Oh, hello. Don't mind me. Just doing a little cleanup here this afternoon. So for this episode, we're going to be paying homage to a few of our favorite icons here over at Halloween Every Night. We are going to be doing a little deviled egg in honor of the OG Scream Queen herself, Tippi Hedren, and everyone's favorite Gothic poet, Edgar Allan Poe. So we chose eggs. Let's get started. Deviled eggs have a long history dating all the way back to ancient Rome, where the wealthy used to like to have boiled eggs served with different spicy sauces. The term deviled comes from the word spice, and so that is how the name stuck. So let's fire up our water. We're going to boil our eggs for about 10 minutes. Once the eggs are done boiling, you place it into an ice bath. This actually helps peeling the eggs. These are all cooled off and are ready to go. One of the things I like to do is decorate the egg white on eggs. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to roll the egg, and it gets all the little, I'm going to crack the shell all the way around it. I find that's just the easiest way to do this. And then we're going to place it into some water with a little bit of white vinegar and black food coloring. So we're going to let those sit anywhere from 4 hours up to 24 hours. You can just stick them in the fridge the night before if you want. And they're going to create a really nice spidery effect all over the egg white. For the rest of these, we're just going to peel them. And then I'm just going to use this bowl to place all my eggs in for now. So these were done black. You can use red, green, blue. If you wanted to use a natural dye, beet juice works really, really well for a nice magenta color. So right now we're just gonna peel off. So there it is. I like to give these a little residual rinse, so then that way any extra dye that's on the outside will come off and won't transfer to your guests. The next step is to separate the egg yolks from the egg whites. One of the things I like to do, because I don't like doing dishes, is to put all the egg yolks in a Ziploc bag, and I actually mix it all up in the bag so I don't have to dirty a bowl. So I just set a bag kind of inside of another receptacle. It can be any size. You take your knife, slice down the center, and then just place the egg yolk in the bag. We're just going to stick with the classic recipe for today for our lovely little demonstration here. It just consists of just a couple of ingredients. We have mayonnaise, we have a mustard of your choice, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar and some salt and pepper to taste. So right now we're going to use a 1/4 cup. This is the equivalent of a dozen eggs. So we are going to use a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. We're going to use 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons, of your yellow mustard. And 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. Yeah. A little salt and pepper for taste. And just a pinch of salt. And now, a little stress reliever action. You just squeeze it. You know, this is fun if you have kids. They like to squish things. And just like that, we've got our mixture. Just making sure there's no big lumps in there. Don't mind the hellhound in the background. He gets really excited over food. Perfect. Now on to the next step. We're gonna decorate these 2 different ways. I am not the best at formal decoration, so I'm gonna show you my little cheat to add a little bit of hauntedness to my eggs. These are ice cube molds that you can pick up, Amazon, Target, Walmart. Craft stores usually have them during the holiday season or the Halloween season. So I just pick them up, whenever I see them on sale, but you guys can buy them online if you want them ahead of time. When you first get them, you rinse them out with some hot soapy water. We're not going to be using the tops for this one. I like to put just a little bit of vegetable oil or olive oil or something on the inside, just to prevent it from sticking. So that's why they're a little shiny on the inside. So we are just going to cut the tip off of our Ziploc bag here. And you have an instant piping bag. So what we're gonna do is just fill these up. I have a brain mold here. You just gently squeeze in there. You don't have to put too much pressure. It comes out really easy. If you find you didn't cut the hole big enough, just take your scissors, go in small increments. Don't just whack off an inch off the end, or you might have a little bit of a mess. Kind of tap them down a little bit. And then you're gonna place these in the freezer for 15 minutes, so 1-5. And then they will be firm enough to place on top of the egg. If you do want to use a piping bag, I suggest getting a very large, these come in disposable, or you can just get one that's plastic and washable. You will be required, due to the egg, using a large coupler and a larger piping tip for this. So here we have, I just grabbed an egg tray. You can even just put them on a plate. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. And what you're gonna do is just gently squeeze once again. And since we are going to be putting the molds on top of these, you just wanna fill in just to the base. And here, and you'll see that and then that way the mold will just stick right on top of those. So our molds have been sitting in the freezer for about 15 minutes now, and our eggs have firmed up quite a bit here. So what we're gonna do is gently pop these out, and we're gonna place them on top of our eggs. So let's see if we have brains. Woo, look at that. That's really fun. This is why I like using molds. I don't have to stress about making the decorating come out perfect, because it's doing the heavy lifting for me. There we go. We'll get some skulls on there, and then we will finish with some seasoning. One of the traditional toppings for deviled eggs is a little bit of paprika. You can sprinkle that on the top and let it get caught in all the little crevices. You got your brains. Another option I like to use is some green parsley. It changes up some color for some color options here. One of the other things you can also do with this landscape is color your egg yolk mix. So if you put a little bit of blue food coloring, you can have green eggs. And so now you've kind of got a green eggs and ham on a little bit more of a grotesque scale. We can also add some of our little crunchy bacon bits if we want. When I'm cooking for a group of people, I like to take into account food allergies. So sometimes I'll have people who are allergic to eggs. And then now what do? So a nice alternative is little baby potatoes. You can roast them up. You can just buy these in a bag. You roast them for 45 minutes at 375. And then after they've cooled off, you just cut them in half. And we are gonna hollow these out. I actually already mixed this up. So in this instance, just to make things a little easier today, I just use the exact same measurements of mayonnaise, mustard, salt, pepper. But this is where you can use a vegetarian or a vegan sour cream if you want in here. You can use Greek yogurt for a nice healthy alternative. There's lots of things you can mix up. You just got to get it in that lovely mashed potato consistency. Or you can just make traditional mashed potatoes. And then you're gonna pipe them back into the little potatoes. Once again, I'm just gonna clip off the end and make a little squeeze bag. One thing I do suggest when you're getting ready to set up your tray is don't do these on your baking sheets. Put them on your serving, whatever you're going to be serving them on. So today I'm just using a little wooden thing. This will make it easier versus if you pipe them and then have to move them all. it just gets a little messy. It's a little more time consuming. So we're just gonna set these up over here. Here I actually chopped up bacon into tiny, fine little bits and cooked them just on a stovetop ahead of time. And so now they kind of have like that mealworm effect. So now you can just sprinkle these on, and they kind of add another layer of not only flavor, but a fun, quick little decoration that makes it look a little gross if you're going for that kind of vibe. Thank you for joining me today on our cooking journey. And I hope that you have found that these recipes are really easy and that you can just take them wherever you want to go, whether you're going to a dinner party with friends and you want to bring an appetizer ahead of time, or you can always have it at home before dinner, or just as a nice, lovely snack on a Sunday afternoon. To catch future episodes, please like and subscribe our channel here at Halloween Every Night, and please share your creations with us on Instagram.